up, all my fight fans? So, with the end of the year approaching, UFC 2023 has been one heck of a year. A lot of great fights, a lot of fights that pretty much led to expectations, some fights that didn't, but it was still a very fun year, and I had a great time watching all the UFC events, both pay-per-views or on TV, ESPN, whatever you have it. It was all a great time watching them all. So my question to you guys, and this is something that I actually have a very fun time doing, is what fights are we looking forward to in 2024? And I'm pretty sure all of us would agree to some of these fights. I'm about to pick 3 fights that I really truly want to see in 2024. So let me go with my first one, and of course none of this is in any kind of order. It's just something that I would hope to see. I would really love to see Jon Jones take on Tom Aspinall. You know, Jon Jones being by far one of the greatest of all times, taking on Tom Aspinall, who is a great heavyweight right now, who is a very popular heavyweight right now. And I get it, he is booked up. Jon Jones is booked up against Stipe. And we got this whole weird situation going on with the heavyweight division that I don't quite understand, but it is what it is. I would much rather prefer Stipe maybe take on somebody else, or if he wants to be active, you know, he wants to come back and do his thing, absolutely come back. You know, the heavyweight division right now isn't the greatest, isn't in the greatest state. You know, that it's pretty slow. So I would definitely love it if Stipe could come back. But with that being said, I would love it even more if Jon Jones took on Tom Aspinall instead of Stipe Miocic, so we could get some more clarification on who is the champion of the world. Because if Jon Jones takes on Stipe, Tom Aspinall is no longer the interim heavyweight champion of the world. That just goes without saying. The reason why someone's interim is because the heavyweight champion can't compete. Once the heavyweight champion competes, then that person, the interim belt, pretty much goes away. So to really get a real clear heavyweight contender or a heavyweight champion, let's have them meet up together. The interim taking on the undisputed, and let's get ourselves an actual heavyweight champion. That's one reason. 2, you got yourself both young competitors. You know, Stipe is just getting older. He's not getting any younger, and by the time this fight does happen, and by the time that fight transpires, they're only going to be older. You know, I would much rather prefer Jon Jones take on somebody in a much more younger, in the younger generation in the heavyweights. You know, he did take on Ciryl Gane, who is younger, but at the end of the day, let's face facts, Ciryl Gane isn't the most well-rounded MMA fighter in the heavyweight division. You know, next to no wrestling. He has great stand-up for sure, but still, you look at some of the fights he's been in, and in the recent loss that he has to Francis Ngannou, who literally has next to no wrestling himself either, it pretty much wasn't a super big surprise. A surprise, but not something big. So this one, you got yourself a fresh, young, hungry lion in Tom Aspinall, who wants to take on the heavyweight champion Jon Jones. You got Jon Jones, who wants to be the greatest of all time. In some people's eyes, he is the greatest of all time. So that would be a very fun fight for me to see Tom and Jon Jones. That's my number 1 right there. Number 2, I would really love to see Islam Makhachev take on Leon Edwards. I know what a lot of people are saying. They do want Islam to take on some of the lightweight contenders. You know, he has only taken on a few lightweight contenders before being champion, but now that he's champion, his only 2 title defenses have been against a featherweight in Volkanovski. That first fight with Volkanovski was a tough fight, definitely a tough fight in a war. They did a rematch. We saw how it happened. It was a head kick knockout. So yes, of course, I do want Islam to take on a few people in the lightweight division. Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Arman Tsarukyan. Yeah, there's quite a few contenders. But I would also like to see Islam get tested just a little bit more. And I feel like he would get that much more in the welterweight class against Leon Edwards. That would be a very fun fight. Those two guys actually trained together, I'm sure, back in the day when Leon Edwards was training over there in AKA. So it would be a very fun fight to see these guys match up with each other. Of course, I really want to see Michael Chandler take on, and I'm going to cheat a little bit on this one, Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje. Reason because we need that Conor McGregor fight for sure. 100%. We need it. We need it 100% because we've been waiting for so long. Ever since the Ultimate Fighter. Ever since they did their own Ultimate Fighter, we've been waiting. And we still have no word on when Conor McGregor is going to return. We know he's in the USADA pool. We know he's going to be eligible to fight soon. We just do not know when. We're hearing a lot of rumors that it's possibly going to be at UFC 300, but nothing confirmed just yet. You know, I'm a big fan of Michael Chandler. I've always been a fan. That's the reason why I mentioned Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje, because those guys are always bringing the fights. You know, you literally do not want to go anywhere. You do not want to go use the restroom. You do not want to get something to eat. You do not want to go talk to your friend or be on your cell phone when these guys are fighting, because it's always going to be literally kicks, punches, throws, all kinds of wrestling, all kinds of jiu-jitsu. I mean, it's going to be a well-rounded war that these guys love to do. You know, I mean, these guys are hardcore legends, I would like to say, in the octagon. You know, they do not walk out the same as they walked in. These guys are going for blood, and I really, really enjoy their fighting styles. All of them, for sure. So it would be very fun to see this. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to add a few also. I'm going to add something in there. I would love to see that trilogy as well with Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor. I really would. I mean, I know a lot of people saying, oh, we could always get that. We could always get that. But at the end of the day, they're not getting any younger. You know, you got Conor McGregor, who is already banged up. You got Nate Diaz, who isn't, you know, no spring chicken himself. So these guys need to fight soon before it just gets to the point where, like, you know what? You guys are too old. These guys stepped in the octagon together in 2016. 16, almost 10 years ago. We're going in 2024. That's 8 years ago. By the time these guys actually probably go together, it'd probably be 10 years. 10 years. That's a long time. And in the MMA world, that's a very long time. That might as well be 100 years. I mean, again, you don't, just because you're 38 today in the octagon, you're probably almost 78 with all the wars you go through. And we know Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz have been through some wars. So yes, I would really hope in 2024 we do get that trilogy. We do get that score settled between Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor for sure. There's a lot of fun fights that we can see here, guys. A lot of fun fights. Those are just a couple of them I'm really wanting to see. I'm sure there's a few other ones that you want to see. I'm sure there's a few of them more that I'm actually wanting to see now that I just can't even think of, because there's just so many to think about. So guys, let me know in the comments of which ones you looking forward to. Which fights do you hope happen? Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.